Here's a question from my grade 11 or 12 physics tests that stumped me. Imagine someone throws a ball up really, really high. At the top of the path that the ball takes, it stops. It doesn't move up, it doesn't move down. So the question is that at that path, what at that point, what is the net force acting on the ball? Now, if you're like me, right, who takes physics way too literally, you probably think that there is no net force. And that's because Newton's first law states that when no net force acts on an object, the object either doesn't move or it moves at a constant velocity, right? Which just means it's not slowing up, it's not slowing down, or it's speeding up. And that's exactly what I thought when I did this. So I thought that maybe air resistance is high enough at that point for a really tiny amount of time to perfectly counteract gravity. But it turns out that I'm wrong. That's because imagine you're counting from -1 to 1. You go -1, 0, and 1. When you get to 0, 0 is the only number in that list that's neither positive nor negative, right? The remaining numbers, -1 and 1, they're negative and positive respectively. So when you get to 0, though, you don't say that you stopped counting. You just say that 0's a path in your counting. It's a phase of your counting. That's exactly what happens when the ball stops at the top of its path, right? It's not that there is no net force acting on the object, but the net force is causing the object to slow down. At a point where it's slowed down enough, right, it remains at rest for a brief moment in time before coming back down and accelerating, speeding up while it's going back down. And that's exactly what happens. When it's stopped, right, it's a phase in the motion of the ball. It's not that there isn't a net force, but that's what I thought. And chances are that if you're like me, you thought that too. And honestly, it's not your fault, because a lot of the times teachers are constrained in physics, right? They have to get through so much. They have to teach so many concepts in a really short amount of time. So students just don't get enough time to understand everything conceptually. And that's a very big problem. And that's where I think I can help you guys, because my tuition is really affordable. I tutor students. I've decided to tutor them in many courses, including some special ones, such as Model UN position paper writing, and some general ones, which are physics, chemistry, math, etc. So the question is that I've gone through this. I've taken the time to try and understand, and I'm willing to take even more time because I'm in your situation. I don't just want the raw knowledge. I want to understand why something works. And that's where I think I can help you out. If you think you'd benefit from getting a more conceptual view of physics, right? So that when you go into your courses and your tests, you know how everything works rather than just, what you've been taught in class. Feel free to take my tutoring course up. I offer a free session. And if you think you know someone who'd benefit from any of this, feel free to message them. It'd be my honor to help them. So thank you for giving me your time, and I hope you all have a great summer. Bye.